Probably my junior or senior year, the closer I got to voting age.
This year.
Probably when I was about 25 or 30, but I haven't been a true follower of it. And I don't know why.
Not until Caitlin one day came home doing a project in the 4th grade about voting and all that. I never registered to vote until I was in my 20s. I did not register at 18 or anything.
I just think as you get older, these things kind of start to pertain to you more. They start to you start. I think they always have an impact on your life, but you start acknowledging and recognizing the impact of politics on your life.
Probably education, our defense.
I would like to see our veterans tended to much more and better than they are. They gave a lot. They fought for our country. So many of them lost their lives. And it seems like now there's no really important focus on them.
I think they change over time, but one of the things that I think most people, maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but just how out of control government is now. I mean, it's not a process that's for the people anymore. It stopped being that a long time ago.
Many years ago, 30 plus years ago, that the Republican Party, both parties actually, were stronger in seeing that things were put in place in our country, proper things, and kept there and branching out for better things and doing things right and being true. Not hearing so much of, we're going to do this, and this, and then that person gets elected, is in the president's position, and it doesn't always follow through.
Free education, because I'm a broke college student. Taxes, obviously a big thing, because I get too much money taken out of my paycheck.
I believe that we should have a strong defense. I believe in the United States of America. You know, I mean, I believe that way. Now, does that make me truly a Republican? Do I have Democratic leanings? Of course I do. I have a child that is disabled that I feel needs to be better taken care of in this day and age. It's not fair that she can't get some of the help that she needs.
No, I think their basis is still the same when you hear the politicians talk about what they want.
In essence, it probably hasn't changed. I think politicians and government have been crooked from the dawn of time. You can look back in history and find countless instances where the government got too big, got too oppressive.
To me, this year has been more comedic versus how serious previous years have been. The last two elections, both Obama. One before that, Bush. So the only people I've ever been able to know, they've all been pretty seriously taken elections. Right. And this one just seems to make more people laugh.
I think he's a buffoon.
He's just kind of a joke, actually.
I can't think of a demographic group that he hasn't insulted, but yet he gets all these. He wins the primaries. He wins. I don't understand.
He makes fun of disabled people. He demeans women. I really don't care for him.
He's got pizzazz. Donald Trump doesn't have experience. I don't really think he should be anybody's first choice, but because he brings up something as simple, I'm going to put a wall in between Mexico, he makes a connection to a large portion of America.
At first, when he come on board and introduced himself to the prospect of becoming a candidate, I thought it was good. I said, here's a guy that might possibly get elected, voted in, and do something to help our country. Never, ever did I think he would badmouth and bash. I don't like that at all.
Let me say this. If it came between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton,
Okay.
I don't think I'll vote.
Right now, I'm very confused.
Right now, you're very confused.
Very confused.
Okay.
Our country is in dire times right now.
Really, they're just saying what you want to hear, and everybody knows that. Nobody wants to really admit it, I guess. But if we're our big thing around here is unemployment and whatnot. If you come up here and promise 100 jobs for every person, you're going to get elected. Out in California, if you promise to weld shut the San Andreas Fault so that it's not going to cause any more earthquakes, or California's not going to fall into the sea, you're going to get the votes out there. So politicians, and you can see it in the primaries, they say what they need to say to the people that are listening to them at the time.
You think the only person that's trying to make America great again is Bernie Sanders?
I have a huge problem with, which is kind of ironic, I have a huge problem with Hillary Clinton's honesty, but she's a politician, so I'm not sure honesty really is in the repertoire of what she's able to.
I don't think it's showing the true.
Corrupt.
When, I guess elections first started taking place, they didn't have the communications, you didn't visit every little town in the 13 colonies or whatever to ply your wares, really, or plead your case, whatever the case may be. So maybe it had a little bit more legitimacy or whatnot back then. For them to say that the American public is incapable of making the right decision is ridiculous. But I think the whole superdelegate thing is more of a way of the insiders to get what they want. Bernie won this, but we'll give the delegates to Hillary. Why? We know the total amount of votes every single candidate has received in every single election.
I don't understand the delegates.
Okay.
I get confused over that, and again, overwhelming. So I walk away from it. I need to sit down and learn more about the delegates. I hate to hear somebody make the remark, I don't understand it. I'm sick of the baloney I'm hearing. I'm not even going to bother voting. I don't like to hear that. People should go forward and ask questions. I probably being the leader of the pack and never make that statement or have that feeling I'm not even going to vote.
I don't think you will ever have an honest Joe Schmo, I guess you would say, ever become president of the United States of America again.
If that's who the people want, whether, Senator Smith or Senator Jones or whatever thinks that that's the right candidate or not, that's the candidate. It's undemocratic. That is the antithesis of democracy, is that the people vote one way and the government does the exact opposite.
I don't know right now.
I think it could be improved. I think every single person who votes, at the end of the day, the election day, there should be a 24-hour stream of every American citizen's name that voted and who they're voted for. Scroll down a TV screen, and then a little tally on the bottom, counting each individual vote. So if the real serious American citizen wanted to really see who won, then they could legitimately see who voted. And I feel like you shouldn't need billions and billions of dollars to make sure that on the last day, before everyone finds out, that everybody is standing there like, oh man, is it going to be me?
You have to start to put term limits on. The president can only be president for 2 terms. Why can a senator stay for life or representative be in there for life? We've got to take away lobbyists. Like a lot of times, people that get out of Congress or the Senate, they go right to a firm and become lobbyists, so they can very much influence how voting goes. So you have to stop that. You can't become a lobbyist.
Everyone would have their own opinion about how that's
Sure. What's yours?
to come about. These candidates have untold amounts of wealth, and it's almost like they're buying the primary results or even the election itself. Limits on amount of money that you're able to accrue and spend on a campaign. That's a huge reformation that would have to take place